afternoon, VC. All right, I'm going to try my hand at this thread that's going around, your favorite records from the 21st century here. Mazzy did a great video. He showed his favorite 40, and then I just saw John Digital Gramophone's video showing his 25 favorites of the current 21st century. So we're not including this year. And I'm not including my favorite record of last year, oddly, which is Kim Gordon, The Collective. Didn't make the list. These are my favorites in the last 25 years that kind of came to top of mind. These are ones that I have a strong connection to my friend Joe Sloan when it comes to this kind of music. These are all the kind of bands we go to see together or would play all the time. So yeah, I just got off the phone with him, and he reminded me of one or two others to replace a couple others. So this is kind of a list that we both put together. Ranking them was extremely difficult, but it's all subjective. No one's going to give a shit anyway, but I'm going to try to put some clips, music video clips in here. And the first you're going to see is from an amazing band that's still going, from Minneapolis, even though they've lost a huge member of the band this year. He passed tragically. That's Tom Berg. He was such a great bass player. And kind of fitting, the name of this album is Endings. And it's their best. And that music video is The Past, which is such a great song. And it's included with a DVD with this release, if you were able to get the limited edition thing. Math rock of the highest order from Minneapolis. Yeah, and Tom ran a Falling Knife brewery there, which is world-renowned. It's a huge loss to the community. And I had the fortune of being able to film this band in Greensboro years back and meeting the band. And Tom's amazing human. I got to see them twice. But they're going to continue on with a new bass player. So I'm looking forward to hearing Self-Evident continue on. They've been around forever. Minneapolis staples. So yeah, I'm putting them at 30 just because I wanted that video. I wanted their music to open this video. And then I wanted this music to follow. So this is at 29, even though both of these records I would have higher. And that is Jeremy Enoch's record, Valoso. This is the B-Core Sidonia Spanish release CD. I don't have it on vinyl. The US version is titled OK Bear, which I believe is Valoso. Yeah, from 2009, Jeremy Enoch, of course, from the Seattle area, and an amazing musician. Santi Garcia produced this album in Spain, and it's incredible. Yeah, and so yeah, Jeremy Enoch, great singer. I'm trying to think of the band, the big band he used to be in. It'll come to me. Sunny Day Real Estate. So yeah, from 2009. Before I go on to number 28, I'm going to do one bonus right in the middle right here. My friend Joe said that I had to put Look Mexico into this list, and they were huge for us when we started to see them. They're from Tallahassee, Florida. This is Animal Music, was their first full length, and it's a fantastic record. But my favorite, Joe, is To Bed to Battle. So this is the one I wanted to show and put some music with, from 2010. Great album from Look Mexico. Kind of a jam band. Modern is the way I would put it. I don't know. Tough to describe their stuff, but I'm putting music clips in here with every record I'm showing, so you can make out from the music itself what it is. So there's Look Mexico. That's the bonus. So yeah, yeah. All right, now at 28, I have one of the bands that branched off from At the Drive-In, and this is probably my favorite release of all that. I love the Mars Volta. They somehow didn't make this list, which is pretty much blasphemy, but it is what it is. You know, these lists are a pain in the ass. Sparta, Wiretap Scars. I love this record. It's from 2002. When this was released, I was working at Best Buy, bought it the day of release. My friend Pat, he was playing bass in the band Hopesfall at the time, worked with me at Best Buy. We went and sat in the parking lot over by one of the bars in the university area of Charlotte, jammed the living shit out of this in my car endlessly. Cut Your Ribbon, Air, the songs that open this record are incredible. Yeah, Sparta, fantastic record. This is a music on vinyl release. I recommend the CD or a different vinyl version because this is very compressed and sounds like a turd. But the music is incredible. Sparta, Wiretap Scars. All right, at number 27, I've got a band from Spain on the B Core label, my favorite label, from Barcelona. This is Nisi, and this is their record More Light, their first full-length. Their album Continents that would come after this sounds completely different than this record. This is more of a rocking album from 2004, and this is one of my friend Joe's personal favorites on the label and was definitely making the list. Great band, Nisi, More Light, at number 27. number 26, you have another band from Spain, this time from Madrid. Instrumental band, heavy, a la Russian Circles, Pelican, kind of a hybrid of the two, I would say. Very melodic band. I love this band. This band is called Tundra. This is their record from 2010, their second record, so it's just titled 2, and the track Zanzibar is an epic song, and there'll be a clip of some of the video here. Number 25, I've got a band from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, very heavy. My friend Jason Teeter turned me on to this band, and they were definitely making this list of my favorites from this century. That is Arctic Sleep from 2010, their album Earth to Earth, only ever released on CD. Song Moss Weaver is so fucking heavy and incredible. Keith D is the mastermind of this band. He pretty much does everything. But he does have Mike Gussis on guitar with him on this one, and Nick Smolkowski on drums, but Keith is the main vocalist, guitarist, plays cello, all kinds of instruments. Incredible record. Very heavy. Arctic Sleep, Earth to Earth, from what year? Oh God, I forget. 2010. At number 24, I've got a band that formed out of the group Medications from the DC area. One of Devon Ocampo's projects. Anything he does, I'm going to be all in on. And this is his group, The Effects, and the name of the album is Eyes to the Light. And this is on Discord Records. And what year did this one come out? 2017. Love this whole album. Great guitarist, Devon Ocampo. First saw him play in Medications when they opened for Cinemacanica, or Cinemacanica opened for them, actually. Medications closed the gig up in Raleigh. But that led me to getting into this band, The Effects, and I think this is some peak Ocampo stuff right here. Yeah. At number 24, The Effects, Eyes to the Light. right, so at number 23, we head back to Barcelona, Spain, and this group is incredible. This is Medi, and this is the album Orion's Belt from 2004. This is pretty much a masterpiece of pop music from Spain. B-Core and Sidonia on this. Raone Rodriguez is the greatest songwriter going in Spain, and he keeps putting out albums. There's a new album this year of the new Raone that I'm going to have to get. But yeah, there's not a bad song on this. Again, produced by Santi Garcia. Absolutely fantastic record from Medi, Orion's Belt. He sings in English in this group. Yeah. Number 23 from 2004, Medi, Orion's Belt. At 22, you have this band from Los Angeles that my friend Joe actually recorded at the Casbah at Tremont back in the day when they were on this first tour, and they've gotten bigger and bigger, and that's BlackRebel Motorcycle Club, the self-titled, their first release. From 2001. Not a bad cut on here. Just great rock and roll. Yeah, kind of the distorted lo-fi vocals. Awesome band. Always been a trio. They have a female drummer now, and she's incredible. But yeah, BRMC. Awesome band. All right, at 21, you have a very important record for me. One night I walked into the old Lunchbox Records here in Charlotte, and I had never heard anything on this label before. And this is from 2002, this record. And Scott, the owner, put it on. It blew my mind. He was playing it in the shop, and I asked him, what is this? And he says, oh, it's from Spain. And he wouldn't tell me, because this is the way he is. And I was like, okay, well, do you have it? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, what's the name of it? Oh, Shanty Road. And he went and pulled it out and put it in my hand, and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy this. Do you have anything else like this from Spain? He's like, oh, yeah, I have Medi, I have all these others. I get a bunch of stuff from Stick Figure in Atlanta, distributor that gets all the B-Core stuff from Barcelona. I'm like, these are things I need to know, man. So, yeah, as soon as I heard this, and I played it for my friend Joe, we started digging into the B-Core label, and then that just led to everything else. This is an incredible record. It's called Finally, from the band Shanty Road, on B-Core from Barcelona in 2002. at number 20, my friend Joe and I agree that Tides of Tomorrow is the best from this band Cave In, but that's pretty much considered an EP. So going with the full length that came after that was their attempt at commercial success, and a lot of fans of early Cave In don't like this record at all. Even the band don't like playing this record much anymore. I think it's a freaking masterpiece, and that's Antenna. I love this record. This is a double LP original. Not cheap to get anymore, but fantastic band from the Boston area. From 2002, Cave In, Antenna. Next up at number 19, one of my favorite bands to ever come out of Portland, Oregon, and that's saying quite a bit. This is a band that one of Joe's buddies turned us on to a long time ago, and that is The Standard. And he said that the band used to sit in a circle and play facing each other, just making it that much more intense. On Yep Rock Records, Wire Post to Wire. And this is some all-time favorite stuff for me. I know it's only appearing at 19 on this list because I had to rank these somehow. But there's a couple cuts on here that are some of my favorites I've ever heard in my life. Rhythmic guitars, and just an incredible band, very unique vocalist. Not like you've ever heard before. Incredible band, The Standard. They have a bunch of albums, and then they got married and had kids and stuff and disappeared. Great album, Wire Post to Wire.
Take back your contributions, because they're never ending. Understand the institutions where you're divorced before you're married. Let the educated go, because the money's gone. Hesitate, the day is hell, but what you forgot.
All right, at number 18, we go back to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and maybe the best noise rock band you're going to find on this list for me. From 2011, this is the band Buildings. I really love their debut, Braille Animal. That's only on CD, but this, I think, is their best record. Melt, Cry, Sleep, their second offering. Great band. Brian Lake and Travis Coleman have been the staples in this band. Brian's the lead guitarist and vocalist. Travis on drums. Always been a trio. They've gone through bass players like water. But yeah, Rainbowed on here and Night Cop are great cuts. Love this band. This is on Cash Cow Production. This album, they were on Double Plus Good Records at the time, I believe, but Cash Cow is who put out the vinyl. And I have a cassette version of this. It's rare, and CD. I have everything of this album. Great noise rock from Minneapolis. Number 17, back to Spain, this time in Saint Feliu de Guios. I'm not sure exactly how it's said, but No More Lies from 2001, their second album, just titled 2. And I love this cover. That's an actual water spout that was out off the coast of Saint Feliu. And yeah, this is the first time it was issued on vinyl was in 2016. It was CD only for a long time. The big producer I've been talking about, Sandy Garcia, this is his band that he's the singer and guitarist for. Great Spanish heavy punk leaning rock. Great band. No More Lies.
Turn chasing gas toward the highway.
All right, at number 16, I've got the band Akoi from Johnson City, Tennessee. Instrumental, heavy. I don't want to really compare them to Pelican because they're kind of their own thing. But and I'm going to show an interesting record that's not a full length. This is kind of cheating, but it is a comp. Their album Breather Man is fantastic, by the way. But this is, what year is this one from? This is from 2009. This is called Peace Creature on Missing Worlds Records. This is the CD. Generation of Vipers is on this as well. Travis, lead guitarist from Akoi, also plays in Generation of Vipers on bass, plays guitar in Akoi. Akoi is no longer, but yeah, there's 4 bands on this comp, but the Akoi stuff is their best stuff, and that's why I'm including it here at number 16 from 2009, Peace Creature. All right, at number 15, we move to Athens, Georgia. Another instrumental band. They've put out tons of albums. Mike Albanese is now their drummer, the drummer from Cinemica. But yeah, this is an incredible one. Inventions for the New Season from Maserati. A double LP, 2007 on Temporary Residence put this one out. And my friend Joe and I saw this tour at the Orange Peel in Asheville, North Carolina, opening for Check 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 from New York. Incredible show, incredible band, and so we'll have some live footage here of Maserati from 2007, Inventions for the New Season. Right, at number 14, you've got one of the best sounding records ever recorded from 2003. This is an incredible record. This is a reissue. Originals are super expensive, but this is Sunkill Moon Ghosts of the Great Highway. Absolute masterpiece. This is Mark Kozelik of the Red House Painters. Brilliant songwriter. Conflicted man, but when those type of people do this kind of work, it turns out brilliantly. Yeah, from 2003, Sunkill Moon.
You guys doing okay? I feel like this isn't the right environment for me up here. Is everything going all right? Okay. No, I don't mind being wallpaper for a half hour. It's all right. So you guys doing okay? Everybody's all right? Yeah. Am I scaring the kids again this year? Yeah. Sorry that I could never love you back. I could never care enough these last days.
All right, at number 13, more from Raone Rodriguez from Barcelona. This time not in Medi, but in his own group, the New Raone. When Medi ended, he started the New Raone, and this one's from 2014. This is a limited press, 5 of 100 that I got from Record Store Day in Barcelona. I'm on their list. They mail me everything. This is O Rampahilos, which I think stands for O Icebreaker, but an absolute masterpiece. This record from 2014. I think it was recorded, released in 2015, maybe. Brilliant record from Spain, and again, the greatest songwriter there, Raone. Right, at number 12, we've got one that another one my friend Joe turned me on to. It was on the end cap at Best Buy when I was working there. He says, dude, a buddy of mine said this Trail of Dead band is insane. So I immediately took his advice and bought it because we had, I had the discount, and so CDs didn't cost shit. Got it home, put it on, mind blown, and have gone to see this band anytime I could when they've come to North Carolina. And you know us by the Trail of Dead from Austin, Texas. This is Source Tags and Codes. Killer album from 2002. This is a 2017 2LP reissue. Yeah. The opening cuts are so intense and great on this record. These guys are drunkards. They will party. right, we're at number 11, coming just outside the top 10. Getting really hard to rank these now. These are all phenomenal records. Favorites of mine. This is Standstill, Viva la Guerra, which means Hail War. Brilliant record from this band that changed their sound over the years. They kind of started out as a screamo heavy band. Started then singing in English and got more melodic. Just really more progressive, really good band. And, you know, did the English thing for a while. And then they did this, and this is pretty much the pinnacle, as far as I'm concerned, of the heavier stuff, with a lot of heavy guitars. Dentro de la Luz that would come after this was more Spanish folk, at least their version of Spanish folk. This is phenomenal. Enrique Montefusco is just a brilliant songwriter and singer, and headed Standstill. And love this band from 2006. And this is the original pressing. There has been a recent Record Store Day reissue of this. I have both.
Gracias por venir. Gracias. ¿Cuánto tardas en salir de allí? Tantas vueltas para acabar en el refranero. ¿Y qué te esperabas? La mañana ya llegó, hoy puede ser un gran día. La mañana ya llegó, hoy puede ser un gran día.
Down to my top 10 favorites here, the 21st century. So far, we got number 10. We got the band from Boston, Pile. Collect All the Ricks. Rick Can Do No Wrong. This is from 2012. This is how I was introduced to this band, Pile. Sun Exploding in Sound Records. The song Baby Boy, such a badass song. I was hooked. And this band gets better and better with every album. I've never in my life seen a band be able to do that for the amount of time they've been doing it. There's never a letdown with this band. Every album ups the ante. And this is their album, Dripping. So yeah, I mean, this one goes way back. And every album that's come they just keep getting better. It's incredible. Pile. Fantastic.
Not for
at number 9, I have an amazing math rock band, short-lived, from Athens, Georgia. But during that time that they were going, I was there for almost all the gigs, and so was Joe. We went to as many as we could. I filmed as many as I could. I went to Georgia. I went wherever I had to go. This is Cinemica, the martial arts. Beautiful artwork. This is number 177 of 1,000 on Hello Sir Records, which was their own label. Incredible math rock. Yeah, just badass. Dueling vocals at times. What's this from? 2006. Cinemica. All right, number 8, this was a tough one for me because I was going to put this band here. Their album Grievances is one of my favorite records ever made. One of the best sounding records ever made. One of the heaviest, most beautiful records ever made. But their most recent album, I think, is a masterpiece. It's from 2021 and it's called Piecework, from Kowloon Walled City, from the Oakland, San Francisco area. They just played Raleigh not too long ago. I missed it, but my friends Mirti and Joe got to go. So I have seen some footage. But yeah, Lamp Black, You Had a Plan, so many good songs on this. Great, great, heavy, heavy stuff from Kowloon Walled City at number 8. right, VC. At number 7, I've got the wonderful UK band Doves and their record from 2002, The Last Broadcast, which is my favorite Doves record. However, Lost Souls was absolutely incredible and was in this slot. But John Digital Gramophone kindly pointed out to me that that was released in 2000 and would not qualify for this video, as well as my number 2, which already got taken down by Warner Music Group, the video part of it anyway. So we're going to replace number 7 and number 2 and edit this in, since I've already had to redo this before because of the copyright strike. But yeah, Doves, phenomenal band. Got to see them at Cat's Cradle up in Carborough, North Carolina. They had the most elaborate tour bus you've ever seen. It was quite something. And they only played mostly songs from the Some Cities album, which was that tour, which was not my favorite, but it's still a pretty damn good show. So yeah, Doves, The Last Broadcast.
What have you done? You're caught by the river. You're coming undone. Life, you know, can't be so easy, but you can't just leave it, 'cause you're not in control no more. When you give it all away, would you give it all away now?
All right, at number 6, instrumental heavy band from Chicago, Pelican. An all-time favorite band for me. Got to film them on their tour after this one up in at Local 506 in Chapel Hill. This is the album What We All Come to Need, which has become my favorite of theirs. City of Echoes was for a long time, but I've leaned into this one more over the past few years. From 2009, Final Breath, the ends side 3, has Alan Epley from The Life and Times on vocal on that track, which is just incredible. But everything else is instrumental. You know, Pelican, awesome stuff. Next, at number 5, you have a record that when I brought the CD home from Lunchbox, my friend Joe and I made sure that we were settled and put this on and buckled up. And it absolutely floored us. And that is The Life and Times, No One Loves You Like I Do. We were anticipating this release. And this came out when? 2012, before you could hear it all over the place. Before you could hear it on YouTube, before you could hear it on whatever these apps are and all this business. So you had to go to the record store still and get shit. And we were just floored. And the way they did this is very unique. They titled every song Day 6, Day 9, Day 1 of the day that they actually recorded that song. is the name of the song. And this is an absolute masterpiece. Hawthorne Street Records, the only vinyl release or vinyl press of this is right here. These have kind of gone up in price. Great band. Originally from Kansas City. Members had moved to Chicago for a while. Now the drummer's back in Kansas City, and the bassist is in St. Louis, and Alan's still in Chicago. So they're not doing much anymore, but maybe some things are coming down the pike, hopefully. We'll see. The Life and Times, No One Loves You Like I Do. At number 4, this is an absolute masterwork that came at the end of a career that's, what can be said that hasn't already been said. That's David Bowie, Black Star, from 2016. Wonderful, dark album. I mean, he knew what was ahead of him, and he gave everything of himself on this record for one last go. Unbelievable songs. The horns on this are great. Just everything about this record's great. There's my favorite TV series of all time out of the UK, The Last Panthers, has a different version of Black Star open those episodes. Incredible from David Bowie. And number 4.
In the village of all men stands a solitary candle. At the center of it all, your
All right, at number 3, from 2002, this record is a favorite for sure. It's probably a top 5 all-timer for me, and that's Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for the Deaf. Almost made John's list, but it didn't. But it was at least an honorable mention. This is a European boot that has a couple extra UK, or it's a couple bonus tracks. What year did this come out? 2002. Love Queens of the Stone Age. Everybody knows this band. Got to see them 3 or 4 times now live, and it never disappoints. Awesome live band. Hard-working band. We've lost Mark Lanigan, which is, whenever I listen to Queens of the Stone Age, I think about him. One of the best vocalists ever. And he's all over this. Love this band.
I can't tell.
right, VC. At number 2, we have what has turned out to be a Cinderella story. Initially, if you've watched this video maybe 2 or 3 times now, I had At the Drive-In, Relationship of Command, but that is also from the year 2000. That and Doves were the only 2 I had on here, which is a party foul. So I thought, what can I jump into number 2? I thought about this album. It's one of my favorites, Beck, The Information, my favorite Beck album. But instead of that, yeah, Cinderella Story. They were not on the list, this band, and I love this record. It definitely deserves to be up here at the top. And that is the Mars Volta, and Francis the Mute is my favorite of theirs. And the song The Widow is absolutely fucking incredible. So thank you, John. This one's for Winebender.
He's got vast in black lungs, made of clove splintered shards. They're the kind that will talk through a wheezing of cars. And I hear him every night, in every pore, in every time. It just makes me think without an answer, free from all the shame. Must I hide? 'Cause I'll never sleep alone.
All right, at number 1, which should maybe be no surprise, but I think Mazzy had this band at number 1. I went to this tour with Joe, and it's the most I ever paid for a concert ticket. I think it was $80. Well, I paid $100 for Primavera Sound, but that was like 100 freaking bands in one day. This was just Radiohead. But 2007's In Rainbows is my favorite Radiohead album now, and a masterpiece. It's just there's no bad song on this. What's it say? 2008, maybe recorded in 07, released in 08. I don't know. Brilliance.
In the deepest ocean